So, this is another thing that fell under my radar from yesterday, and now we're playing catch up with it. And that is the announcement for the trailer for Star Trek Section 31. For those who don't know, Section 31 is basically the Federation's Black Ops, like Black Science, Black Ops unit, which kind of flies in the face of quite literally, I don't know, everything Star Trek stands for. I never really liked the whole thing of Section 31. The only reason I'm really interested is because we have Michelle Yeoh, and we're going to explore more of the Terran Empire. So I'm going to give it a legit chance. Now I've heard two different things with this series. Is that one, I was like, oh, I heard it's going to be a movie. I heard that it's gonna carry on as a movie, and then it's like, no, it's a TV series. Nope, it's a movie. I really don't know what the whole deal is. I genuinely don't. I've heard back and forth things, time and time again with this series, and it's not to say I'm not I am trying to poo-poo it or anything. I'm just saying, I never understood why does Star Trek... Because it kind of, again, it flies in the face of Star Trek, and their whole thing of, love and bringing love and understanding, and, I understand that not everyone, like the Klingons, Romulans, and Borg, are going to meet everyone with open hands, but at the same time, it's, kind of flies in the face of everything the Federation meant. You know what I'm saying? I think I just repeated myself twice. I'm sorry. But, yeah. I personally think that this show or movie, again, I've heard two different things. Let's just call it series for right now. I've heard that this series is going to be a darker take, and also, real quick, because I'm going to forget this at some point. I am really going to forget I'm going to forget this. I hope to God, because you see throughout this show, this trailer, some guy decked in cybernetic armor, and I looked at him, and the first thought I was, oh God, please don't be the origin of the Borg. Please do not be a retcon origin of the Borg. I do not want that. I genuinely do not want that. I'm hoping that's not the case, and I don't know if that's the case, but seeing this dude in cybernetic armor beating up people for Philippa Georgiou, I was it just looks so Borgy that I was like, please don't be a retcon origin for the Borg. I don't think that'll be the case, but you always have to worry about it. Because this comes from an era when we were a Star Trek era where we were trying to make Star Trek hip and dark and edgy. And that's what kind of drove me off from Discovery at first. And I went back to Discovery in the later seasons and actually really appreciated it. But those first few seasons, it really tried to be a dark and edgy kind of it meant to be edgy, didn't really understand the message of Star Trek. And Strange New Worlds has definitely been knocking it out of the park in terms of a Star Trek show. So I rather enjoyed Strange New Worlds. Discovery I came back to. Lower Decks I understand the fandom, and I can see why people like it. It was just the humor was just not for me. So that was my kind of thought process for it. But yeah, the other thing that makes me that I will give this show that does make me interested for it is the fact that we are going to be focusing more on Philippa's origin, and ergo see more of the Terran Empire. The Terran Empire has been a thing that has been, talked about and seen in comics and movies, and of course we wouldn't have all this if they didn't go to the Mirror Universe in the first season. I can't remember if it was the first or it was the first season of Star Trek Discovery. So to see more of the Empire, see the Terran Empire, and see Philippa's origin, and again, this show is going to get carried by Michelle Yeoh. There's no I don't know what else to tell you. This show is going to be she's going to be putting on her big girl pants, her big girl acting pants, and carrying this show. I did see some other actors. I was like, oh, okay, I know that person, but we're all here for Michelle Yeoh. And to see where that origin for that universe's Yeoh is going to be interesting is going to be an interesting take. But I want to see the Empire, like how she rose to power to be the Emperor, and what happened to Counter Earth Spock, because well, then again, this is supposed to be set before Enterprise. I just had that moment of realization where, oh yeah, this isn't supposed to be set during, this is before Emperor Spock. This is before Spock took control of the Terran Empire and turned it in a different way. If you want to know more about that, I don't know if it's still in canon, because comic canonicity is always flippant. If you want to know more about that and how that went for Spock, go check out the IDW Star Trek Next Generation storyline called the Mirror War Saga, and it talks more about the TNG era of the Terran Empire. So if you want to know more about that, or before they change it or whatever, or retcon it, go check that out. Yeah, I mean, I'll give it a shot. For the most part, this new Star Trek era has been really solid. I'm just kind of waiting for, like, some other big announcements. Like, obviously, again, maybe this flew under my radar because there was zero promotion. And again, the Star Trek Doctor Who mobile game crossover, that flew under my radar too, because there was like zero hype for it. So for all I know, there's probably a Strange New World Season 3 trailer out there. If anyone knows if that's happened or not, please let me know in the comments below. But for right now, all we have is Section 31, which was something I thought we wouldn't get. Like, I thought that got canceled, or it just was dead in the water, but nope, it's actually happening. So even though I don't think the Star Trek universe doesn't need something like this, I mean, I'll give it a shot. I'll keep open-minded about it. Anyway, so you guys tell me in the comments below, what do you guys think of Star Trek Section 31? Are you guys excited for it? Are you guys not? Just comment below, let me know. Other than that, hope you all enjoyed this. I'm Mr. Multiverse. I'll see you next time in the Multiverse.